Waiting for the live. We are live. We are live. Waiting for some viewers so we can get this party started. It's gonna be good, man. We're here to talk about the landscape of boxing. Gonna get started in a few minutes. Waiting for some viewers.
That's right.
Feel free to come in. Feel free to come in.
It's all about the best sport.
If you're into boxing, this is your live, man. We're here to talk about all kinds of stuff. Let's get right into it. Miracle Boy Boxing. I am your host, Ocean Cruz. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is our second live together. Last time we had a blast, and this one should be no different. And here we are. We're up about the landscape of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to start with you guys about last night's fight between Nicholas X-Man Walters. He is back. And he picked up a nice big win over Joseph Bless Hands Adorno in a fight that I saw it coming in as a good fight. I had questions about Walters coming in, having fought. He has not been on TV in a fight in 6 years. The last time I saw him on TV was against Lomachenko, and he pretty got schooled to the point where he quit on the stool. I think it was like in the 6th round. He said, "No mas." And I haven't seen him since. And we're in 2024 now. And this last night was the first time we all saw him fight. And not bad for being away for 6 years and being 38 now. He had a good performance. Maybe that could have been due to the fact that Joseph Adorno didn't let his hands go. He didn't he didn't live up to his expectations in the fight. I think he held back a lot. Yes, he had his moments in the fight where he was landing combinations in spots, but he was not consistent with his attack. Walters had a good jab, right, Pops? And he was really consistent with the jab. I think he won the fight basically with the jab alone. What do you think?
I think if I look back when I first saw Adorno Bless Hands fought for the very first time, I picked up right off the bat talent, reasons why his hands are blessed, and I said this guy was gonna go a long way. Pretty young guy. He's 24, give and take.
Yeah.
When I saw his performance the first time, compare that performance to last night, it's either two things. He is underestimating his opponents. He's not training well. The passion of boxing is not there. His hands are hurt, or something is wrong, because this is not the same boxer I saw a couple times.
Yeah. Joseph Adorno, I've always been impressed with Adorno. He always made me feel like he would go a long way in the sport. He's got it all, man. He's got the speed, the power, the explosiveness, the reflexes. He can box, and what the experience is, it's crazy that the competition that he has faced in his career and he's only 24. He's been through a lot in his boxing career, pro career, and if he's only 24, if you look at it, and it feels like he's been around forever, longer than that. But he's only 24. He's not even in his prime. And look at the competition he's faced. He's faced Edwin de los Santos, Elvis Rodriguez, Jermaine Ortiz, now Nicholas Walters last night. Joseph Adorno has a tremendous track record on his career. It's just that he's been inconsistent. And with a guy like him, who's got speed, power, and talent, you'll be like, whoa, this guy's going to go to the top of the boxing mountain. But the reality is he's not consistent with his fights. He wins one, he loses 2 of them. He wins one, he loses 3 of them. I mean, come on now.
He's showing signs when a boxer gives you a 1, 2, 3, 4 combinations, and then he takes off 30 seconds. And that sign is a sign of a boxer that's reserving his endurance. Okay, and in this game or any sport, if you don't get up and you train like this is the biggest fight of your life. Every time you get up in that ring, you are going to feel what's defeat. You defeating yourself.
Yeah.
And Bless Hands, he's 24, I think. And then you go look at how many trainers he have went through already.
Quite a few actually.
And sometimes when you see a boxer go through 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple trainers, I believe, and you could correct me, Hosian, that is a sign that is not the trainers, that is you, the boxer, hard to be trained. And that's my feeling with Blessed Hands. And I like him. I love to see him box.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. When I first saw him, I told you, I said, this guy, this Puerto Rican guy, got what it takes to become a champ.
Yeah.
And apparently, I think, I'm starting to be corrected. I think and I feel that his personal life is interfering with making the right choices of going to train and point out that effort training so you could show the results when you get up in that ring.
Yep. You know, Joseph Adorno, like I said, I've seen him last night, was not his toughest fight. He's been in a much tougher fight than that with Jermaine Ortiz. I know you guys have, those of you who have followed Joseph Adorno, who's a fan of him and all that stuff. His fight with Jermaine Ortiz was the fight of the year. Both guys were going at it. Jermaine Ortiz got knocked down twice. It was a give and take. So that's the type of fighter Adorno is.
Correct.
Not only he can box and he's got the talent, but he can also fight, go in a firefight, no problem. We didn't see that Adorno last night. You know, he was more gun shy. He was throwing punches, but then he was like in spots, and he would not be consistent with it. And then you have Nicholas Walters, who's a veteran, 38, who Joseph Adorno was supposed to get out of there, get him out of there, not quick, but the fight shouldn't have gone the distance. But it did. That's the reality. Walters had a persistent and consistent jab, pretty good jab. He was relaxed, patient. So because that Adorno allowed that to happen, Walters was too comfortable, and he did basically what he wanted to do with
And he gained confidence too.
Yeah. So the fight was still good, but that's not what I was expecting to see from Adorno. I was expecting Adorno to take care of business and actually stop Walters to make a statement.
That's what I feel. I feel Walters that we saw last night was I saw a 38-year-old. Okay, he was not as swift and fast as he was 6 years ago. Of course, he haven't been in the ring for quite a while.
Right.
He came up in weight to 135 for the very first time, and I saw a 38-year-old man that is still good, but I don't see him. Yeah, there's level of improvement as he moves forward, but I don't see him getting any titles. He's gonna put up into someone that's ranked, and it's gonna put him in check. That's what I saw from him. I saw that. So he just fought Blessed Hands that didn't come to perform 110%, like how he usually does, maybe 6 fights ago.
Right. And yeah, Nicholas Walters, man. At the end of the day, you know, he's back. He got the win.
He did,
and
he did.
He looked good doing it, regardless of how you want to put it. You know, he got a good jab all night, and he got the job done. And now he's back and in position for a world title fight.
That's right, because now he's gonna be ranked.
Right.
With this one, he's definitely gonna get ranked.
His next fight will not be a world title fight. I'll be surprised, but it's closer.
Okay.
He'll fight likely Adorno level competition, maybe a little bit higher. And yep, Walters is back. The Axe Man is back.
Let's see if the Jamaican proved me wrong.
Let's see. Let's see who he. Let's see. I'm really looking forward to what's next for him. Of course, Adorno. I don't know. 24. He's still too young. You know, he's very young. You know, he's got a career ahead of him still, I believe. And I'm not counting him out, but he's got to come better than this next time.
Definitely. There's space for improvement. There's space for him to get his act together. And if he could only show up, I sure bet he's gonna be there again and rank again, and he's gonna more than let you get a title. I have my hopes on him.
Yes, sir. Next topic, guys. Get your tacos ready. May 4th, Cinco de Mayo weekend is a big pay-per-view showdown, all Mexican. That is Canelo Alvarez, the pay-per-view king, the superstar of boxing, the face of boxing. Some may not agree with that, but he is actually the face of boxing.
I totally agree. Definitely.
Been the face of boxing for years now.
Definitely.
I think he has taken over. I've said it in the past. He has taken over Mayweather's position as the money man in boxing. You fight Canelo, you are getting your biggest payday of your career. And Jaime Munguia is next. That is the fight. Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia May 4th on pay-per-view in Vegas. All Mexican showdown. Stylistically, guys, it's a tremendous fight. Two Mexican warriors going at it. You know, I've been watching boxing for many years now, and for those of you who follow boxing, Mexican boxing, knows the fights between Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera, the great trilogy that they had, and Israel Vasquez versus Rafael Marquez, the great 4 fights that they had. Actually, it's really 3 great fights they had, because the 4th fight was both guys were a shell of themselves when they fought for the 4th time. So when you look at those 3 fights, is 3 of the best fights you'll ever see in a rivalry. And I've been looking forward since then. I've been looking for that next great Mexican versus Mexican rivalry or fight. And
you think you got it?
I think Canelo versus Munguia.
You think you got it?
Because these 2 guys have this. Their styles are meant for that. They're not coming in the box and be cute. They're coming forward and they're throwing power shots. They're throwing body shots. They're just coming Mexican style. And the Canelo that we saw against Charlo, however you want to say Charlo didn't let his hands go, whatever. That Canelo Alvarez, aggressive Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia, who's naturally and normally aggressive, is a brutal
collision.
Firework fight of fireworks. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going with Canelo on this one, but Munguia is a live dog, and he's got a shot here.
I'll tell you what, Munguia, last fight, looks amazing. And this is the thing with young boxers. They tend to improve in every fight. He got to step up. He's facing, I think, one of the top 5 boxers globally to ever put on gloves. Yeah. Okay? Canelo Alvarez. At the beginning of his career to now, what a big improvement.
Yeah.
Okay, he have nothing to prove. No. But yet, this fight, he's facing, I think, one of his toughest opponent. Why? He's Mexican, 1. He don't know what's losing. 2, no. He's coming with momentum. 3 and 4, he believes that he can beat Canelo Alvarez. When these 2 collide, okay, this is my opinion. I think Munguia stops Canelo.
Ooh,
big statement. I think Munguia is gonna stop Canelo.
Wow, that's a big statement. If that happens, wow, that'll be an upset. Actually, that'll be an upset.
It will be one of the biggest upset.
No one is giving Munguia that much of a chance, but I say he has a chance, but to say a KO, wow.
I think it's not going decision. It's not.
Like how you said, Canelo Alvarez, he has nothing to prove. He's one of the biggest. He's one of the best boxers right now. His resume is one of the best today. I don't know. A lot of people tend to hate Canelo. You know, they laugh at him. They laugh at his training videos and all that stuff, and his accomplishments. But he's undisputed champion at 168 pounds. He's won multiple world titles. He's fought a who's who in the sport, from Mosley, Cotto, Amir Khan, Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol, even though he lost the fight, Daniel Jacobs.
He done it. He done it.
The list goes on
and
on.
He have done it. He have done it.
And he has fought multiple weight classes. He can box. He can punch. He can fight toe to toe, however you want to put it. He's a complete boxer. He's been doing it pro since 15.
I think every boxer have a kryptonite, and Canelo kryptonite is Munguia.
Munguia he's a tough test. This is no joke. This is not a slap. This is no cakewalk. Canelo Alvarez will be in tough against Munguia. Munguia him punch. He throws a lot of punches. He's got a good chin. And when it gets tough in that fight, Munguia is gonna show us he wants it more. Because Munguia wants what Canelo have. Canelo doesn't really need Munguia. Munguia needs Canelo. Because Munguia is a former world champion. Yes, he won the belt at a 154 a while back. But that's that. He's never been undisputed champion. He never won multiple world titles. He never made as much money as Canelo. So he wants that. And
He's hungry.
He's gonna be hungry for it.
He's hungry.
And because of that, it's gonna be interesting when it gets tough, man. I think Canelo, he still wants it, but
You think he still have the passion?
I think so. I think he still wants to fight. And well, we're gonna get those questions answered on May 4th, because Munguia is gonna show us how much Canelo really wants to still be in there. And all in all, it's a great fight. What you guys think?
So what do you think? You think what is going to decision?
I think Canelo's gonna beat him by. I think Canelo stops Munguia.
We look at and I mean
I look at maybe round 10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay, I got Munguia. I said Munguia stops him in 8 or 9.
Munguia is tough and he's got a good chin, so I'm gonna give him 10 rounds.
All right.
Next topic, guys. Errol Spence Jr. has officially moved up to 154, and he's targeting a world title there. And he's actually going to be at ringside for the Tim Tszyu Fundora fight this weekend. He's going to be looking at his competition. So the winner of that fight, likely Spence, will be fighting next
At
54.
154.
So likely Spence will be stronger. Or strong still. The power will still be there, like, because he's always naturally been a big puncher. Couldn't buckle Crawford for some reason, but he's naturally a big guy. Been a naturally big welterweight. Now he's going to 154. And I think he's still Errol Spence styles, make fights in boxing. And Crawford just really had his number. Now the thing is, now Crawford is likely to go up to 154 as well. And look how things now in boxing. There's still a rematch in that contract that hasn't been fulfilled yet.
Yeah, but that was at
47.
147. I don't think if he holds at 154.
I don't know what the contract really said. I don't know if the contract really says 147 strictly or exclusively, but they were also discussing 154, the rematch.
Okay.
I mean, those are the talks out there. I don't know, but it was a rematch clause in the contract that must be fulfilled. So maybe 154, these two guys can go at it and rekindle that rivalry and fulfill that rematch. So Errol Spence Jr. guys, he'll be at ringside for Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora, this Saturday night in Vegas, and let's see what happens from there.
You think he's looking for a title shot right away, or you think he's going to feel it out and go maybe do one fight?
I feel likely he'll get the title shot, but I feel he should do like a tune-up.
I think so.
Been a while since he fought, and he took a really bad beating. So a not so soft touch is good. You know, a former world champion or contender is good, but not a world champion. You know, not going into Tim Tszyu fight right away. We'll see what happens. I think Errol Spence, he's coming off of that eye surgery, but maybe he may have. Let's see what happens. Maybe he may have that Crawford fight too. But Crawford, of course, we have to wait and see what happens then. But yeah, he's looking at the winner of the fight this weekend, and I like Errol Spence's chances at 124. I think he's still the man. He's still a top fighter, and I don't think that Crawford fight is gonna, hinder his career. We'll see what happens on that. Now, speaking of Tim Tszyu versus Fundora card, the co-main event is actually a fight that a lot of the boxing world, the media, has been buzzing about, and that is Rolly Romero versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz for Rolly's WBA junior welterweight title. That is gonna be a crazy fight, and I like it that is the co-main event because it's gonna have a nice crowd by the time they jump in the ring, because they need a big crowd. They need a good crowd because this fight is gonna be crazy until it ends. We don't know when it's gonna end.
It's gonna take a few rounds. It's gonna take maybe, I'll give it 4 rounds.
Whatever rounds it goes, 1 round, 2 round, 3 round. It's gonna be popcorn. It's gonna be crazy. Hagler, Hearns. I don't know. These two guys, they ain't come in the box. They ain't know much about defense. All they know about is throwing punches with knockout intentions. And I always say in this fight, I saw an interview with Robert Garcia, and he said, Rolly, he's gonna go out on his shield. That's what he does. Regardless, he's getting hit with all kinds of punches and the hooks by Cruz. He's gonna go out on his shield and fire back, regardless if he gets dropped or KO. That's how he wants to go out. Even in the press conference today, I don't know if you saw it, Rolly says he wants to knock out Pitbull Cruz. He's gonna knock out Pitbull Cruz. And the boxing world has been wanting this fight. I gave it to them. This is his words. And I'm gonna go broke for broke. We're gonna do this. And
Wow. So not to cut you off, Ocean.
yeah,
Raleigh is the bigger guy. As you know, Pitbull is a small little tank.
yes,
Okay. And I look at him like a small image of Mike Tyson. Okay, because
Yes.
all he does is tuck his elbows in
yes,
and come at you.
yes,
Okay, and that's either he targets you to the bottom and he targets you, and that's hooks, up and hooks.
hooks.
He barely jabs.
No,
Jobs. I think you're gonna be able to count maybe between he and Raleigh, maybe if you get 20 jobs is a lot. And it's gonna finish quick. Now, don't underestimate Raleigh's power.
he's got power.
You know, the only question that I have about Raleigh, and you know what it is,
Chin,
his chin.
his chin.
And when you butt up to two power boxers like Raleigh and Cruz, you have to go with the guy with the chin and the power. That's why I'm leaning that Pitbull will knock out Raleigh within 5 rounds. That's the way I see it. I would be highly surprised if Raleigh does the opposite.
Roddy, this is how I see it. Roddy is definitely gonna get KO by Cruz. I just can't see how Roddy's gonna pull this off because Cruz, as the first bell rings, I'm claiming it right now. As the first bell rings, he's gonna come out like this, charging forward at Roddy. And guess what Roddy's gonna do? Start swinging away. Start swinging away, heavy shots, and then here comes Cruz with the hooks. And then we'll see what happens. Likely, Roddy may be on the canvas. This is all in the first round because these two guys aren't going to feel out each other. I don't think Pitbull Cruz knows what the feel out is. He just comes and throws hooks and tries to get you out of there as quick as possible.
That's right.
Roddy ain't no tank that he can box and get away from Cruz. No.
You don't think he have improved that part though? Maybe. What about if we get a different Raleigh and he got some different
Roddy tries
techniques?
Roddy's style is like, okay, even if he's boxing, he does this. Flicks the jab quick,
doesn't.
and then throws the left hand hard.
Yeah, he's lousy. He's
But-
lousy in boxing for sure.
And his defense is sucky. So yeah, he's on the offense, but even when he's not on the offense, he has his chin open all the time. You know, and yeah, that's what makes this fight exciting because it's just gonna be offense alone. Any of these two guys can hurt each other, but I think, like how you said, I'm gonna give the edge to Cruz in this fight due to his high tight guard and punching power and better durability. I don't think Roddy can keep taking hooks to the chin from Cruz and for repeatedly for the whole fight.
And also, he could end it with a body blow.
Okay, and then with a body blow.
End it with a body blow.
Cruz can work the body tremendously. He did it to Jesse Magdaleno, and he tore him up with those shots. But you know, Raleigh may have some moments here because Raleigh's strong. He's got punching power. He's young. The defense maybe not be there, but he ain't handing
Raleigh's
over.
gonna be holding on for daylight.
Raleigh is not handing over his WBA title to Cruz in no easy fashion.
You're right.
He's gonna make Cruz earn it,
Definitely.
regardless if you are if Raleigh's getting rocked repeatedly. Raleigh's not going down. He's going to go down swinging, and it's gonna be fun for us, man. It's gonna be fun for the fans. This fight, I just can't see it disappoint. But Cruz is gonna win by KO.
Definitely. If he goes beyond 6 rounds, then Raleigh might just have a chance, because that's when the pace slows down. That's when we start seeing fatigue, and maybe you just never know. But
And Raleigh has something to prove to someone who I know is going to be watching the fight, and who has called him a joker. Subriel Matias.
Okay.
Remember, this is the 140-pound division. This is Matias wants to unify. He's called Raleigh a joker, and I'm sure you'll be watching this fight. So Raleigh better impress.
We have to impress. Remember the last fight, the way he got his title.
Yeah.
Everybody did not agree the way the fight was stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, so not only does he have Pitbull to deal with, but he himself, he wanted to show the people that the belt really belongs to him.
And I even though Barroso is now the interim WBA champion, he actually, Pitbull is worse than Barroso as an opponent.
Correct.
For Raleigh, because he's just as dangerous or more, even though he doesn't have a belt. But that's why coming in, a lot of people are saying that Cruz is going to win this fight.
So Cruz is coming up to 140 for the first time.
I want to, yeah.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
Yeah, because he's always been 135.
Correct.
He's always,
okay.
Yeah.
And to me, he's a small 140.
He's right.
Small 140,
right now,
and don't forget that if he's a 140 for the very first time, he's gonna carry that power at 140.
That's a good question, and I feel so. You know, Cruz has always been a strong guy. Sometimes when you go up in weight, the power may not follow you. But I think it will.
Okay.
I think it will.
I have no doubt that maybe it will, but it just have you always a low percentage that it doesn't.
We don't know how comfortable Cruz will be in. We know how comfortable Raleigh will be because that's his weight class. He's the champ. But that's a good question. We'll see once that bell rings. But I still feel we're going to see the same Cruz, the same Pitbull, the same power, the same aggression, and it's going to be you hit me, I hit you back harder. That's it. These two guys are just going to hit each other for as long as it lasts, for as hard as they can until one drops.
There's only one way Raleigh wins this fight. Pushing back Cruz. Put him in his heels.
An ugly fight.
Put him in his heel. Put that big body on him and drop those bombs. That's it.
So, yeah, Matias is going to continue laughing if Raleigh goes down on his back, put to sleep.
So what's next?
Next topic, guys. On that card is one of my favorite fighters right now. He's 20 years old. You may not know of him, Pops, but I do. And he's 16-0, 13 KOs, 2017 national champion, Mexican-American. He can box, he can punch, he's got amateur pedigree, he can go toe-to-toe if he wants. And we're talking about Elijah Garcia. Elijah Garcia, guys, this guy's on a mission, this young kid. He's very exciting to watch. You watch him, you see the talent. He can box, and he switches it up like this. Like, oh my God, he's in the pocket trading shots, no problem. We all saw him against Jose Armando Resendez the last time we saw him fight. I think that was on the Ryan Tank card, and that was a fire fight. Jose Armando Resendez came out from stopping Jarrett Hurd, who was a former unified champion at 154 pounds. I think 160. But that fight took place at 154. And Elijah Garcia, coming into that fight, Elijah Garcia versus Resendez, I knew that was going to be a fire fight, a brutal fight. And both guys went tooth and nail for as long as it lasts. You hit me, I hit you back harder. Brutal fight. Until Elijah Garcia was able to get him out of there. Now he's back on this card this Saturday night. And he'll be facing off against Kyron Davis. Kyron Davis fought Anthony Durrell to a draw. He fought David Benavidez. David Benavidez stopped him, but he showed a lot of heart. Now, Elijah Garcia is on a mission, right? Like I said, he wants to be world champion at 21.
21?
You don't see that now. You don't see that nowadays.
It's pretty young.
That's like going back to Fernando Vargas' day. Fernando was champion at 21 or 20. So Elijah Garcia is on a mission to become champion at 21. He's 20 now, so he ain't got much time left, but he's on the right path. He defeated Jose Armando Resendez, who's no slouch, who came off from stopping Jarrett Hurd, and now he's fighting Kyron Davis. So those are familiar opponents that David Benavidez has fought, Anthony Durrell has fought. So Elijah Garcia is already on that list amongst sharks at 154. So beating Kyron Davis will definitely set him up to a world title shot before the end of the year or next year early. But Elijah Garcia is something to see. He will be on the prelim card. I think the last fight on the prelims card on the Tizu Fundora. And he's something to watch. Elijah Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait for him to step in that ring once again. He's exciting. Very exciting fighter and bright future.
Sounds like an animal, man. Sounds like a pretty good prospect.
Yes.
Is it a prospect?
Yeah.
Good.
He's a prospect, but I think he's already, especially after this fight, he'll be a contender for sure.
Okay, for sure.
A contender for sure. My favorite topic tonight, guys, that we all know. Those of you who follow my channel, those who I love to talk about, the boogeyman at 140 pounds, Subriel Matias. Here he is. Subriel.
Corazón, papá.
20 wins, 1 loss, 20 knockouts. It is official, guy, versus Liam Paro out of Australia. 24-0, 15 KOs. The official promotion, the poster came out yesterday, and it is a go June 15th in Manatí, Puerto Rico. And me and Pops are going to that fight. I've been trying and chasing down a Matias fight since 2022. I told you guys my story. I went to New York. My tickets was already paid for. I bought my tickets, travel, all that kind of stuff. To then find out that Ponce backed out due to visa issues. So we end up in New York. No Matias fight. I got a picture of
You
Matias.
got a picture. Yes, you did.
So, that counted for something. But I didn't get to see my favorite fighter fight. My hometown fighter. Not only my favorite fighter, but my hometown fighter. Now, here we are in 2024, and I finally have the chance to actually go see him at home fight.
20 minutes away.
20 minutes away. We live right there next to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. So it's a quick 15 to 20 minute flight. And I'm going to be there, no doubt. I have to see Matias fight in my life. Regardless of his one time, I need to see this monster fight. I need to see this machine fight. And he's going to get it on with a guy who is coming to win 24-0, 15 KOs, who doesn't know how to lose, who is a live dog, who can box, who can punch, who has a deadly left hand, who's coming off sparking Montana Love, who's a good fighter and highly praised coming into that fight. Liam Paro said in an interview recently yesterday, you watched it earlier today.
I saw it.
Where he said that he's ready. He's been wanting a world title fight for some time now. I'm ready to face a so-called boogeyman at 140 pounds. I'm not scared of him, and I'm ready to go to Puerto Rico and get this thing going and ready to take that world title from him. Subriel Matias, man, we all know about him, the boogeyman, 20 wins, 20 KOs, all that one lone defeat avenged by Petros Ananian, man. And ever since that loss, he has stopped everybody's face. I mean, he stopped everybody's face. Even the guy that beat him, Petros Ananian, he stopped him, came back and stopped him in 9 rounds. This man is coming into this fight with 5 straight corner stoppages, ladies and gentlemen. When he beats you up. When he finishes with you, you look like a horror movie. You look like a swarm bee just stung you up and left you on the floor. You feel hopeless. You feel sad for their opponents when he's done with you. And you get concerned, like, where's the doctor? Stop this, please.
And that's without his fans.
And that's without his fans at home.
Behind of him. No, I saw, like you said, Paro just had an interview. I saw it. So this is what caught my attention, though. He doesn't sound, he's giving the credit and acknowledging where he's stepping into. Okay, he's going to win. He's not going to Puerto Rico to lose.
Yeah.
Okay. But he also mentioned the word, I think I can outbox Matias. Now, when I look at Paro's style, he's not a Shakur. He's not a Haney.
Yeah.
He's straight up. He's a straight up boxer.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think he's gonna implement anything new on the last 3 fights he have done that he have been successful with. Okay, he might give angles, but those angles are not gonna be enough. My prediction, and it's very simple, not because we are Matias fan, but boxing is boxing. He does have a pop,
Yeah.
Paro. Expect the unexpected in any sport. Okay, anybody that puts two gloves on, it could happen.
Has a shot.
It could happen, have a shot. But realistically, can he really have an upset against Matias in Puerto Rico? Or in any place? Let's put it any place. Okay, style make fight.
Mhm.
And I think that Paro's style would not be enough. He doesn't have enough pop to knock him out. That's my feeling.
Yes.
Okay. He's not fast. He's not a quick boxer, too. Very moderate in his punches. And he got knocked down a couple fights ago.
Right.
From a Puerto Rican guy.
Yomar Alamo. I saw that
Correct.
fight.
Correct. So his chin is also questionable.
Right. And Yomar Alamo is not even close to being like a Matias when it comes to strength, power, aggression, and dangerous. So he got dropped by Yomar Alamo. I thought that fight was pretty close. I thought they could have given it to Yomar, but they didn't.
I believe so too.
But got the win, and then he followed it up with Montana Love, that was a good win.
That was a great win.
So he's coming in with momentum. You know, he's ready to go in there in Puerto Rico and do the same thing to Matias. You know, he's got to believe in himself. I know he does. He's undefeated. Usually in the position that Matias is in, homecoming fights, they usually put like not a stepping stone, but is a showcase. You know, fights like that usually becomes a showcase. It's advertised as a showcase. But Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro is not a showcase. Paro is not a showcase opponent. Paro is a live. He's not an underdog, but he's what do you call it? He is a live dog, and he's coming to win. He's hungry. A lot of people are writing him off. A lot of people saying he's got guts. He's got balls to go over there in Puerto Rico to even sign that contract. Matias is dangerous anywhere you fight him. So now you're stepping into his backyard. You're stepping into his Coliseum where all the Puerto Ricans are watching you, sitting down. They're watching you like you're going into a massacre. You're about to get executed. They're sitting down waiting for that execution. His people, his family are going to be there. So, and now you're fighting Matias, who's going to be super excited to be fighting back at home for the first time since 2019.
Oh, yes.
The emotional energy is going to be off the charts. So Power is going to have to deal with all of that pressure and all of that. I mean, it's a lot of pressure for Matias because he's going to be the one fighting at home in front of his people and all that stuff, but it's also pressure for Paro. What will Paro do when those lights are really bright in Puerto Rico? The crowd is chanting Puerto Rico.
Man, Puerto Rican fans are they bring emotional energy into that room.
Yes.
When I mean Puerto Rican fans are the top 1 or 2 fans you could get into boxing at home.
Puerto Rico crowd is one of the best crowd, one of the most loudest crowds you'll ever be a part of. You know, horns in the background. It is crazy.
All I can say, Paro, make sure that you round trip ticket, you have an extra week on it after the fight, because to me, you are going straight to El Hospital. You are going straight to a doctor, and you'll be here for the next extra week, because Matias is going to destroy Paro. That's my personal opinion. I have a good vision for boxing, and the styles Paro would not be able to run. He's gonna get caught. He is gonna fight back, and he's gonna get destroyed.
Yes, it's gonna be a good fight, regardless, man.
It's gonna be a good fight until it lasts.
These two guys are gonna be going at it. Paro ain't coming to lay down at all. He wants to take Matias's title. He's not coming just to be an opponent. So he's gonna throw fire with fire. He's gonna do his best. He's gonna give it his all. But then again, is gonna be a typical Subriel Matias fight. Matias gets stronger as the fight progresses. The pressure will be too much. Matias is shredding him up like a paper shredder to pieces. And when it's all said and done, Power is all red, swollen, and busted up, and they're gonna stop the fight. That's our opinion. That's just how. And I know it's a lot of you guys' opinion. Matias is just that much of an animal.
How many rounds to give it?
I'm gonna go 8 rounds. I'm gonna give him the Jukinbayev 8 rounds. You know, I see him being as challenging as Jukinbayev. You know, Ananya, and he's gonna be that type of a challenge. He's gonna
Think
give
so?
us. He's gonna give us some good 8 rounds.
I give him 6.
Give him 6. Wow.
6 rounds. We're going home early. June 15,
Yeah.
we driving back to Fajardo early. 6 rounds.
Paro may enter the nearest hospital in Manatee, and Manatee is a beautiful area in Puerto Rico, but Matias is gonna turn it into a war zone.
Oh, yes. So, Paro, fans, that you coming with him to see him fight?
Let me read the comments. So
Right.
Cruz can Cruz be outboxed? Cruz can be outboxed, but Raleigh can't do that. Right? Raleigh can't do that.
No, Raleigh can't do that.
He can't do that. He ain't gonna do that. That's why it's gonna be a firefight, and it's gonna be a firefight till it lasts, as long as it lasts, and that may end up leading to Raleigh being on the canvas. You think Tio can beat Cruz, Teofimo,
Can be.
now that he's at 140? Well, let's see how he looks against Raleigh. I mean, we all can predict and assume that he's gonna flatten Raleigh and look good doing it, regardless of how long, regardless if it's gonna be a firefight. But I think due to the style, due to the high tight guard, and if he carries his power, which I think he will, he's gonna be a tough task for anybody at 140.
Man, if you really think about Teofimo performance the last 3-4 fights, okay, I'm not impressed.
Teofimo,
Looking at Teofimo at 135 and what he did was amazing. At 140, I don't know.
he's like
I don't know.
Teofimo reminds me of Joseph Adorno. The only difference is he actually gets the wins in fight that he don't deserve.
Correct.
If you think about it, because Joseph Adorno, Tio, like Joseph Adorno, he's inconsistent in his fights. I said it earlier in the live. He wins one, he loses twice. He wins one, he loses 3 of them. Teofimo has some fights in his resume that he actually didn't deserve the decision, but they give it to him.
Especially recently.
So he's inconsistent as well in fights. One fight he performs, he turns in an elite level performance against Josh Taylor. The next fight against Jermaine Ortiz, he did not impress. Some say he lost the fight. I thought he lost the fight. Prior to that, Sander Martin, we all thought he lost the fight. He got dropped as well. So, and then prior to that, he fought a sensational performance against Lomachenko. So he's just like.
But that was, like I said, 135, right?
Yeah.
And Teofimo, like I said, I mean, the history and the paper trail is there. We cannot duck it. He have done amazing fights. But lately, come on, guys, lately, do we see the Teofimo we saw when he was at 135? I don't see it. I don't see the power. I don't see that particular boxer like when he was at 135. I feel Teofimo, and like a lot of people is saying, that if he fights the way he has been fighting lately, his last 3 performance against Mattia, against Haney, you know, these real fire dogs that right now at 140,
Yeah.
he is going to get whipped.
You know what's a good fight? Teofimo versus Prograis.
I like that fight.
Never thought about that fight, but that's a good fight.
I like that fight.
Tio versus Prograis, that's a good fight at 140. And it's a winnable fight for him, but Prograis can't count him out. He's still a top 140. Even him and Matias is a good fight. Prograis Matias is still the fight.
But we want to see unifications.
We want to see unification.
We want to see unifications. And,
Right
and
now-
Tio father is singing the song. Tio is saying Puerto Ricans are easy to beat. Matias is saying let's do it. So once Matias surpasses Paro and Teofimo wins, then there's nothing else to look for. 2024 in New York City, Teofimo,
Versus
Matias.
Madison Square Garden.
Straight up. There shouldn't be no ducking in this one. Okay? But both of them have to surpass
They're-
the little obstacles.
Yeah.
Okay, and once that happened, Teofimo, your father have said, you have said, Puerto Ricans are easy to beat. Matias want to do it. Get it done.
The next mouth-watering clash at 140 is once these two guys can get past and be successful in their next fights, is Subria Matias. Once Subria takes care of Paro versus once Cruz if he takes care of Raleigh. So Matias versus Pitbull Cruz.
Ooh.
So there, because you have now, if Matias takes care of Paro, he retains his IBF title. If Cruz takes care of Raleigh, he's the new WBA champion. So there's unification. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. That sells. The fight is gonna be fireworks, and that is a great fight. So that's the next fight that can happen too.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. That's the unification. That's a great fight. Two guys going at it. Mexico versus Puerto Rico.
It's a phone booth fight.
Oh yeah. A lot of punches, brutal fight, guys, brutal fight. But they both have to win their fights first before we can even fantasize about that fight. You got some questions, you got some answers here. Comments, Tio should stay away from real boxers. They make him look bad. He also has soft skin, to be honest. He can't. And can he handle Matias' pressure? I don't think so. Look at the Kambosos fight.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But let's give it that he was not at 100%. That's Teofimo.
Yeah.
Let's give it that point. But it doesn't stop that he got knocked down. He got frustrated. Okay. And Gambosas is not nothing close to Matias.
And not only that, before he got knocked down, Teofimo was on him all round until the end of the round where he got dropped. So he came out strong, firing away, trying to get Kambosos out of there. He overlooked Kambosos. And next thing you know, he's on the canvas.
Correct.
And, he wanted to blame the loss on lung issues, asthma, and all that stuff. To me, he looked really competitive in that fight. I think Kambosos just had his number. That is how I look at it.
But
another inconsistent performance, and he lost that fight, which is well-deserved. I saw him lose. So that was a well-deserved win for Kambosos. And not even Kambosos. Go back down to Lomachenko. Lomachenko was putting pressure on him as well in their fight and going and getting at him, tagging him multiple times. So imagine a bigger, stronger naturally Matias.
A complete 140.
140. So yeah. Tio also has no power 140, to be honest. Doesn't kill top opponents.
Correct. Totally agree with you, sir. Definitely.
Paro never been pushed back or faced a pressure fighter. I think Matias will get him out in 6th round. I agree with Pops.
There you go.
And I can't wait for Saturday. Raleigh and Cruz is going to be crazy.
So let me ask you, what do you think about Theo and Haney?
Tio versus Haney. That's a highly skilled chess match. I think these two guys are going to feel each other out. In the middle of the ring, they're going to be pulling the jab out, feinting, a lot of feints. I think the better boxer is Haney coming in.
Of course.
Teofimo is great and strong by relying on boxers to come to him so he can counter them with his tremendous reflexes and timing. Haney ain't going to come aggressive like that. He's going to be using the ring, circling Tio, using his jab.
I think Haney doesn't respect Tio's 140 power. I think Haney is going to fight him the same way he fought.
It's going to be
Progress.
It's going to be a feel out. They're going to feel each other's power. Yeah. And once that happens, I think Haney is going to take it to him, be a little bit more aggressive, like how he was with Kambosos in a rematch. And just, outbox. He's going to outbox Teofimo. I can see that happening. And he's going to have his moments where he's going to be taking it to Teofimo. Teofimo's going to have his moment, because once Haney gets a bit aggressive, he may eat something on the way in.
Okay.
Because Teofimo has some good timing, and he's got good power still at 140. Not as much as 135, of course, but he's still dangerous. You cannot just be reckless with Teofimo. Teofimo you can run into something you don't want to. I got Cruz by KO in 5.
That could happen.
Tio versus I think Haney will stop him because Santa Martin was able to hurt Tio, catching him with the check hook. I believe Haney will stop him or outbox him all night.
Excited. Yeah, he have problems with boxers.
escaping left. Yeah. He has an issue with boxers. That's why he will definitely have a tough night with Devin Haney, because Haney's one of the best boxers in boxing today. I think he's the best boxer at 140 today. And going in there against Teofimo, I think Haney will definitely show that. And but Haney has to take care of Ryan Garcia first.
That's right.
Ryan Garcia is no slouch. We got to be. I won't say forget about that fight, but that's Haney's next fight. And Ryan has power. He's got speed. I don't think there's no rehydration clause like Tank did on him. You know, he's coming in full-fledged 140, so he's going to be comfortable. He's going to be strong. Speaking of check hooks, Ryan has an excellent check hook. And in their fight, if you watch the face-off, sit down when they were talking, Haney was like, "Oh, you talking about that check hook? That's all you got?"
And they know each other well.
They fought a lot. They actually fought in the amateurs 6 times, and they got each other. I think Ryan beat him more than Haney.
I think they split. I think they
split?
I think they split.
Yeah.
I think they split.
Okay.
But they when it comes to size, they both equally match.
Yeah.
Okay. Both equally have good speed, very good IQ.
Power is Ryan.
The power is Ryan, and I think Ryan is gonna push him back, and I hope Ryan has a good chin.
I think Ryan is gonna be the aggressor in this fight. I think he's gonna get aggressive. He's not gonna try to box with Haney. He's gonna come forward like how he did with Luke.
He's gonna press him. Yes.
See, remember his fight with Luke Campbell where he was a bit aggressive and he actually sneaked in that body shot and stopped Luke Campbell. I think that's the Ryan that we're gonna see.
Intention,
and
yes.
I think that we need to see that Ryan, because that's his only chance of winning a fight with Haney. Because he cannot box with Haney. He cannot outbox Haney. He's not gonna do it. So he has to get aggressive. He has to jump in with those hooks. He can try to counter Haney as Haney steps in a bit with his jab, trying to counter him with the left hook. But Ryan has to jump in there, man. Jump in there, go berserk, throw his punches, try to land a body shot or something, and use that speed and power and combinations.
Totally agree.
That's his only way, because Haney has a shaky chin. And we've seen him get rocked against fighters like Jorge Linares, where he took that uppercut and he was like on the way back to the corner after the bell. So Haney has a shaky chin, and if Ryan connects pretty good, I think it won't be good for Haney.
But he has to put that pressure.
Yes, he cannot box with Haney. If he boxes with Haney, he's gonna lose the fight.
Correct.
He's gonna lose the fight. So we'll see what happens. It's a good fight. Boxing needs it. It's an elite fight. 2 guys at the elite level going at it, and this is what we need to see. So the best fighting the best. But it's not a good look for Ryan if you lose it back to back to elite fighters.
Oh yes.
You know, people are going to start calling him not journeyman, but a hype job. So he needs a win over Haney to, redefine himself and make himself someone to take serious and to continue to take serious, and not just be a pretty face, a pretty boy, a social media star or whatever. So Ryan, he needs this fight. He needs this win over Haney. And it's not going to be no cakewalk as a thing. So
do you think if Matias beat Paro, Haney beats Garcia, you think we see a Haney-Matias? Haney wants to fight Matias.
And Matias wants to fight Haney.
Correct.
These are the fights that Matias wants. He's licking his chops for these fights. He wants the Tios. He wants the Haneys. He wants, even though Prograis doesn't have a belt, he wants all the big names at 140.
Matias did said he wants to fight a boxer like Haney to show the people how he is going to break him down.
Yes. And I think Matias has a chance to beat Haney because the pressure will be there.
Relentless.
He's gonna be Haney's gonna be fighting a guy with a style that he's never faced before, the awkwardness, the suffocating pressure, the durability. So Haney's gonna have his moments with Matias. He's gonna box, he's gonna look good. But what's gonna happen after 4 rounds or 5 and Matias is still in front of him?
And not only it's not a common pressure. And there is one thing that people need to understand about Matias. He doesn't clinch. He doesn't hold you. Okay, so here it is. Compare a boxer that holds Matias. that want that 5-second break in between rounds. So Matias doesn't give you that privilege, okay? Because he doesn't hold you back. He wants to let go. So you are actually gonna fight almost 3 minutes, regardless if you're running away, regardless if you clinch once or twice. You're gonna fight 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes rounds complete, because Matias, that's the pressure he puts on you. And next thing, he doesn't care to get hit. He doesn't mind. So as soon as he fills out Haney's power, which is no power, okay, compared to the boxers that Matias have fought with power,
Right.
he is going to apply the pressure on Haney like Haney have never gotten before.
Because, not to cut you off, it's for guys like Jukembayev and Ergashev. Those guys aren't Haney and Teofimo elite level fighters, but they hit harder than Haney. Jukembayev hits harder than Haney. Ergashev hits harder than Haney. And Matias took those shots to the chin, and guess what? He just shook his head like, "What's up?" and smiles at him. He's got a hell of a chin. So Matias, he's an animal. When he's bleeding, he does this. Let's go, keep it going. Let's go.
That's right. And
going
next thing,
forward.
Jose, people doesn't realize how good of a job Matias has. Okay, he's not facing progress that he's gonna keep him out. Matias and Haney's hand actually is the same when it comes to distance. So Matias have a good job, and he know how to cut the ring off. So Bale Haney and Haney, if that fight ever happen, you're gonna be shocked. You guys are gonna be shocked.
I'll give them props for signing the contract.
That's
right.
right.
I don't care if you're Teofimo, Haney, Ryan Garcia, Progress.
Whoever it is.
Whoever signs the contract on a dotted line on the Matias contract, once you're at 140, you gotta give them respect, because going in there with Matias, I don't care if you are elite or non-elite, you're sacrificing your health. You are going into a fight that you may not come out the same. We got one in the coffin, unfortunately, due to in a form of Maxim Dadashev, rest in peace, who was a tremendous fighter, who was a good fighter coming in, who was highly praised out of Russia. He was the favorite coming in. No one knew who the hell Matias was coming in, and Matias came in there and put this guy in a coffin. The reality of Matias is that's just how he's dangerous. It's nothing to brag about, but it's the reality here. This guy is super dangerous. He's got an awkward style. He's an offensive machine. He doesn't stop throw punches. 3, 4, 5 shots. Right uppercut, left hook, right hook on the way in. At the same time, is amazing hand speed, amazing combinations, vicious shots. And the thing is, he doesn't even range with these shots. He just arm punches. And the arm punches are hard.
But if you notice, Jose, the minute he sees that he slows you down, the arm punches start to change. And when he starts to dig into your body, he digs. And the thing is that with Matias is that his hand speed comes in different speed. He changes that speed for you. That's why he is so dangerous. The same way, and if you look at his fight, he also switched left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep,
people keep saying that he's one-dimensional. He's not. Look at his fight. He switches into left-handed, into southpaw,
Yep.
and that's one of the things that he can do.
And he does it pretty quick too. He doesn't hesitate to switch. So
Okay.
when he's on the offense and coming at you, if you're giving him a certain type of angle, he's gonna switch so you can get that shot in.
Correct. So good luck for whoever fighting Matias, and that's power coming up. So
Matias, you're dealing with a fighter with pressure, power in both hands, awkwardness, a style no one has. Good luck with sparring partners. You're dealing with a guy who has, I said chin already, who can cut the ring off, suffocating pressure. A guy that can switch stances. Who's turning into an even bigger monster with Panda Nahar, who's doing a tremendous job over there in Mexico. You know, he's got Emmanuel Sanchonal Rodriguez. He got Javier Cintron, another tremendous boxer from Puerto Rico, an Olympian. Excellent fighters, man. And Panda is doing a great job with Matias. Matias was already a monster, and now being with Panda, is just elevating his level.
And his defense have improved
And his
drastically.
His defense. A lot of people say he got no defense, but if you notice in the Ricochet fights, and I say in the Jukinbaya fight and stuff, he actually does this to evade shots. He's always had head movement.
He have an amazing IQ.
He does this with his gloves. He paws it. A lot of shots gets caught on the gloves.
Look at Ponce. The first round Ponce had. After the first round, he already adopted the defense against Ponce going into the second round.
Yep.
Those punches that Ponce was hitting him with in the first round, it was done over. On the second round, third round, he already had his defense set to counter the offense of Ponce. That's how quick he adapts.
Yeah, because from the first round, from the second round on, he had his hands up.
Yep, and the uppercut for Ponce, he was stopping him right here. He was having hands here, and he was changing them. So he adapts. His defense is improving, and that's crazy.
The Jukinbaya fight, when Jukinbaya would land on a right uppercut, Matias had his gloves here.
That's right.
So Matias has defense. Matias has defense.
And his liver, his elbows, his hands are so long that he always has it tucked in. He's already tight, but that elbow always right here, protecting the liver part.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good tight guard.
And another thing with Matias, his power doesn't go away. His power, he keeps his power till the end of the fight.
Correct.
1 through 12 if he has to. So the power stays and it doesn't fade. So Matias versus Power, ladies and gentlemen.
June 15.
June 15, Puerto Rico, Manatí, Puerto Rico.
Eso es así.
The homecoming fight, man. For the first time, you'll be home fighting at home since 2019. So been 4 years in the making. I
can't wait.
Those tickets are gonna go like this. So when on April 5th, me and Dad are gonna be jumping on there to buy those tickets, and we're heading over there, man. I need to see this. This is the dream come true. To see Matias fight, to see the most exciting fighter in boxing right now. Do that, words from Eddie Hearn. This is the most exciting boxer at 140 pounds division. This man is an animal, a beast, and this is it. So I can't wait. But all in all, man, it's going to be an exciting fight. For those of you who are Australians watching my video, you have a live dog in Paro. I commend him for stepping up to the challenge, the Boogeyman challenge, the homecoming challenge. And Game Much Fighters was willing to sign that contract, and Paro did. So
Paro did.
That's enough respect. Just signing the contract is a respect. So,
no. I heard, not to cut you off, Hossein, I heard, I'm not too sure if it's true or not, that Amanda Serrano might be in that card. That's what I heard from a little bird. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but because Amanda Serrano fight that we've been to, you know what happened? There are rumors going around that she just might be in that card for Matias.
I know they're going to fill that card up with tremendous fighters. I think Yanquiel Rivera was one of the best fighters at 105 pounds. I think 108 pounds he is, flyweight. In boxing, Puerto Rican boxing, today, an Olympian. He's a sensational amateur standout, gold in the Pan Am Games. So he's supposed to be on the card. So Yanquiel Rivera is one of my favorites. Very highly skilled fighter.
Very high.
Who was coming off a sensational win over I forgot the Mexican fighter he just fought, but he's trained under Salas, and that was a hell of a fight. The last, I think, was the 9th round, was like a fight of the year where he got hurt to the point that he was holding.
His last name was Rodriguez, is it? No.
Let me see. I forgot his name. Yanquiel Rivera. Let me see. So he recently fought Yanquiel. 1 second, guys. Okay, so let me see. Dominguez. Yes. Dominguez. So he fought Andy Dominguez, who is based on my boy Brandon Taylor over at True School Sports. He said that was his best fighter under the stablemate of Salas. and Yanquiel Rivera schooled him majority of the fight, even though Andy Dominguez was game as hell and never stopped trying to the
He
point
almost pulled it off,
to the
though.
point where he was getting outboxed all throughout the fight majority until the ninth round came. He caught Yanquiel with a shot, almost knocked Yanquiel out.
Oh, he was
there.
dancing bachata.
Salsa,
Oh my God.
mariachi, whatever. Yanquiel showed heart to the point where he couldn't hold no more, and he said his expression was like, "Let's do this, Andy. Let's trade shots. Let's go at this." And they went at it, and that round was like a round of the year candidate, the best round I've seen this year so far. And then the 10th round, they finish it off. Not as dramatic as the 9th round, but Yanquiel did enough to score a unanimous decision, his biggest win. And Andy, both guys were undefeated. It was Mexico versus Puerto Rico.
And he's supposed to be in that card too, right?
So he's supposed to be in the Matias card.
Ooh.
There is a co-main event, supposed to be the co-main event for Matias versus Paro. I was told by a specific and certain boxer that I know that I communicate with, but I'm not going to let it out right here. He told me not to say anything. I'm not going to say anything until it comes out, but it is going to be a good fight. It is a world title fight as well. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just throwing out the little hints, but that's it. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to call any fighters, but I'm just being told what he told me, and I'm just laying it out right there.
We're going to be there June 15, Junio 15, mi gente.
One more hint. I'm going to give you one more hint. The champion is Puerto Rican.
Ooh.
That's
leave
it.
Leave it as
That's
that.
it.
Leave it as that.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Like that.
Let's read some comments here. Haney will be able to keep the offensive output while moving all night, avoiding to get caught in a corner all night. I think I make Matias miss all night. I doubt it because Matias will take one to give one. True, yeah. And Haney be getting tired by round 8, and that's a no versus Matias. I believe Matias will stop him now 9 rounds.
I think Haney is gonna have on his rolling skate after the 5th round, and those wheels are gonna drop. They're gonna drop off, and he's gonna slow down, and Matias is gonna finish him.
Yanquiel Rivera is a 210 pound, 112 pounder. Yeah, so yeah, he's at one. He fights at 112.
Okay.
But yeah, Yanquiel Rivera is gonna be on the undercard of Matias Paro. He said it in an interview that he's gonna be on the card, so he's gonna be an exciting card, man. Matias' first fight at home in Puerto Rico for the first time in 4 years under Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You know they're gonna stack this card. They're gonna come home and they're gonna come and do this big. Hey Pops, I have with you keeping it 100.
Appreciate that.
You see, think about it. Loma took Haney jab away by doubling his own jab and was able to put the pressure on Haney and get him to the corners. That's another thing. He's right. When Haney fought Chenko put the pressure on him and was tagging Haney a lot of times in the fight. I even thought Chenko won the fight.
Not only that, when Haney went back to the corner, if you don't recall, his dad didn't know what to say. When Chenko had him in problem, that when Haney sat down, he was not giving no instruction. I mean, I think Chenko, and I think 95% of the people and fans believe that Haney lost that fight.
I thought he did. It was some rounds that were really hard to score.
Right.
But I think Chenko finished stronger. He showed that he wanted to win the fight, and I thought he won enough rounds as well to win the fight.
You saw how Haney's face looked after the fight?
Busted up.
Imagine if that was Matias. People just don't understand. That happened at 135. Okay, I don't think that Haney, Theo have enough fight made at 140 yet to give him all that recognition like they are the number 2, that they're so great. Matias is a solid, all the time have been in what? 140 pounds.
Matias is comfortable like he's in a jacuzzi. This is my weight class, and I'm comfortable, I'm strong. Come fight me, I'm ready for you. So Matias is at home, comfortable. So yeah, 140 is his house, man. And his goal is to show the world. Matias is so dangerous, man. He actually has a shot to unify the division and become undisputed champion.
I could see that happening. All that needs to happen is that for these guys to sign that contract.
That's it.
That's
Boxing on the edge. What's up, man? That's my boy. He bigs me up a lot of times in his channel. So what's up, man? Big up,
Appreciate
Michael
that. We
boy.
appreciate that.
Salute. Haney's jab will need to be on top form. I think it will be, and he should win a unanimous decision.
Well, respect your opinion.
Yeah,
Definitely. Everybody have their opinions. And again, anybody with boxing gloves on have a chance.
Boxing on Edge, man. I hope you're okay. I hope you're good. And man, it's good to see you on my channel, on my live, and in my comment section. It's good to see you. It's always a pleasure. And keep it solid 100 all the time. Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any more questions? Been over an hour and 10 minutes.
This is it.
This is it, guys.
This is it, guys.
One more fight I want to talk about that is official is Kambosos versus Lomachenko.
Oh, that's an easy prediction.
So we've been talking about these
That's
two
an
guys.
easy fight.
We've been talking about these two guys for a minute here, but they're actually fighting each other in April 20th. I think on April 20th. Yeah, the same night that Haney and
Ryan is fighting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How do you look at that fight?
wow. That is it's interesting.
It's not a 50-50 though.
No, I think man. You see, if Chenko comes and puts the pressure on like how he did with Haney and then Teofimo, Kambosos loves that. You know, that's what made him look good against Teofimo as well. It made it such an exciting fight.
He's a good counterpuncher.
Yes, and Haney, Kambosos throws a lot of punches, and he loves to mix it up. So it's a tremendous fight at 135. Who to give the edge to in this one? Oh, it all depends.
Do you like?
Man, I can't. You know, Kambosos. I think he's coming off the loss to Devin Haney.
I don't think he's coming off a loss.
No, he won a fight, right?
I think he won that fight.
He won a fight coming into this fight, but I gotta make sure and see. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I saw Kambosos in the ring. But it's a good fight. George Kambosos. Let me see. So he last fought. Let's see. Okay, so Maxi Hughes in a fight that a lot of people were like, he wasn't his best performance. And
Right.
some say he may have lost that fight. But he won it by majority decision. So in a close fight. So now here he is now stepping into the ring against Lomachenko. It's been almost a year since he's been out of action. So it's a good fight.
What are they fighting at? 135?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a good fight though.
Yeah,
It is a good fight. It is a good
Two
fight.
big names at 135. I think in Australia is going to take place on ESPN. I want to say in a close fight. I want to give it to Lomachenko
Chenko, I got Chenko
by
also.
decision. I don't think a KO is going to happen in this fight. I don't see
I think a stoppage is gonna happen though.
a stoppage is going to happen in this fight.
I think so. I think Chenko is gonna outbox him. I think as they go deep into the fight, I think 10th, 11th round, Gambo says he's gonna quit him.
Woo. Wow, that's a
Chenko is gonna quit him. I think the referee is gonna stop the fight, and that's the way I see things. I think Chenko is coming with momentum since the Haney fight. He have one thing in mind, is to become champion again.
Wow, that's a big statement. That's a big statement. Because like I said, Kambosos was coming off a Maxi huge win, but he didn't look impressive. Chenko's coming off the loss to Haney, who looked impressive and wanted more. So, now we have this fight. So at 135, guys, George Kambosos in Australia versus Lomachenko. Both guys looking to become champion at 135 pounds once again. And it's actually going to be a world title fight.
Ooh.
So the IBF world title vacant is on the line, and the IBO world title is on the line. The IBO, unfortunately, doesn't really count to a lot of people in boxing, but it's a world title. It just doesn't really count. It's not as prestigious as the IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO. But the IBF world title is on the line at 135. So it's a world title fight in Australia. So
Ain't that crazy? Chenko wins this fight. He got the IBF 135. 2024, just right out there. Chenko versus, who do you think? 135.
Tank.
Tank.
Tank Davis.
Woo!
Chenko versus Tank Davis.
I can see it. I can see it.
That's a great fight.
I can see it.
That's a great fight.
I can see it, and I think it's going to happen as long as Chenko got the IBF at 135.
Once he wins his fight. If
Once he
his fight.
wins before 2024, that fight happens, because there's a lot of reasons why it will generate a lot of money. It's going to be a pay-per-view, okay? And then after that finish, then we might get what Dave Haney won if Tanks win against Haney. So you never know. Just putting it out there. Let's see if he comes to flourish.
We'll see. But yeah, interesting topic, guys, that I touched on with you guys today. And I think we're about to call it a night.
Always a pleasure to be with you, son.
Always a pleasure, Dad. It's always good to talk about boxing. Of course, with you guys, my subscribers, boxing fans here. It's always a pleasure. And Miracle Boy Boxing, guys, like I always say, it's always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing right here on my channel. It's always a pleasure, and I appreciate everyone that jumps on this live. Every time I go live, last time we were on live, we had a blast. We had another one here, and I appreciate the support here and the comments and all that stuff and the feedback. So this is it, Miracle Boy Boxing, guys. I am your host, Olsen Cruz, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing right here. And I'll see you guys on my next video or on my next live. Bless. Peace.
Peace.